There's a mantra, Hamiham Brahmam. Hamiham Brahmam. If you loosely translate the Sanskrit, the Gurmukhi, you find it saying, what is going to be already is. How big is infinity?
Infinite. Non-ending.
Okay? So can you add anything to infinity?
No.
Is this an infinite event?
Yes.
It has to be, because if it stops, then there has to be something beyond the stop, correct? So even if the infinity is nothing, it's infinity. So you can't add anything to infinity. So what is to be has to already be. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
The ridiculous nature of the logic? So anything that you long for is, and is for you. Anything you long for is and is for you. I think it was Amrit Singh who last night in the introduction said about desireless, right? He doesn't remember. He's a PhD. I love that. Desireless, and I believe it was him that said, doesn't mean to be without desire. It means to be without the idea that you won't get it, that you won't receive it. Because if you are without the idea that you won't receive it, a double negative, you are with the idea that you will receive it. And if you also know the fact that what is to be already is, then what is to be received already is, correct? So you just have to arrive at the place where it arrives at. Yes?
Yes.
Hamiham Brahmam. What is to be already is. So in working with your life in Kundalini teacher training, you're going to take a tremendous amount of power into your hands, into your arms, into your consciousness. You're going to take a tremendous amount of power. And during the course of this course, you will hit a moment or two in which you are absolutely astonished that you ever decided to sign up for this course. And those moments are when you doubt that you have the authority to be as great as you are becoming. If you are becoming great, are you already great?
Yes. Yes.
What is to be already is?
Mm-hmm.
The key to becoming great, if you're already great, is to forget the fact that you're not great. Yogi Bhajan would say the secret to learning is unlearning. Unlearning the fact that you don't know enables you to know. Because what is to be already is. You're already a master of Kundalini Yoga. How quickly will you give yourself that authority? And if you begin to move a little more rapidly than your authorization programming, you will hit a resistance that will feel like, I'm doing the wrong thing. In order to convince yourself that you're doing the wrong thing, you must be having a bad time. Because Because if you're having a good time, you couldn't possibly think that you're doing the wrong thing. And so the system has a really, really crafty way of setting us up with lessons to be learned. So when you're moving faster than your authorization authorizes, you will feel uncomfortable. And when you feel uncomfortable, you will begin to doubt your course of action. And when you begin to doubt your course of action, you have a weekend that is a very weak end. It's one of those weekends in which you come in and you say, "How you doing?" and you answer, "Oh, fine." Fine is an acronym. I won't use the actual word, but fine is an acronym for freaked out, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. It's a little bit like what I said last night when somebody says interesting, when you ask them, "How was that?" So let this just guard your cups. Let this just be a warning shot across your bow. When you have one of those weekends in which you're feeling fine, call me and we'll chat. Is that a deal?
Mm-hmm.
No, this is a real deal. Is that a deal?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay?
Could you repeat what the E at the end of fine is?
Emotional. The first word, freaked out, has a couple of F words that can go in there. Insecure. Hummy hum, brum hum. You see, when you boil it down, ultimately, the whole makeup, the whole structure of existence is so simple. But simplicity is not good for the human brain, because the human brain identifies with duality. And duality makes up matter. For every action, there is a reaction. And then they go on to be redundant, that it's equal and opposite. That is the law of matter. The human brain is used to translate the five senses, and the five senses are all about matter. What you can see, what you can hear, what you can smell, what you can taste, and what you can touch. So the brain is calibrated for a binary or dualistic system. Therefore, the brain will create complexity just so it feels useful. Seriously. And our task is to moderate that usefulness so that we can get into a sensation of yoga, of union. When we get into that sensation, then it becomes really, really obvious that what is to be already is. Hummy hum, rum hum. Does this make sense? Does this work for you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting up. You might wonder why I put so many on. People keep giving me these things. And when people give you these things, they come to class. And you can't play favorites because you love them all. So you put them all on. I love it.
all gonna go make you one. See if
Let me just tell you this. You'll have to start making them bigger around because otherwise they won't all fit. Mudra. Put your left hand on your navel point and your right hand on your heart center. You're going to bridge the solar plexus. Hami hum ram. Hum ram. Hum. Hum, hum.